Welcome to my channel. I'm Mary Kelly and I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium. I've been providing readings both face to face and over the telephone for my clients for 25 years. I'm now wanting to throw the net wider and feel guided to help heal and uplift a wider audience. This is a reading for Taurus and it's a weekly love reading for the week ahead. And I just want to say, if the initial current situation reading resonates with you, I'm then going to look in further detail at the next week ahead and what to expect, and obviously give me my predictions. And just to say, please watch your Ascendant sign, Sun sign, Moon sign and Venus for the best fit. And of course, if you like my channel and you'd like, please subscribe. And if you'd like to know when other videos on for your sign will be uploaded to YouTube, please hit the notification bell. Okay. And please like and share as well. Thank you. Okay, so bear with me for a minute. I'll just information for Taurus love reading, weekly love reading for Taurus. Dear Father, Mother God, please guide me towards the cards and information and for the highest good of those watching. Okay. I was thinking then the cards are slow to come out, but yeah, they're starting to respond. Bear with me. Okay, Taurus, first messages and energies that I'm picking up on. I actually feel that you are in two minds about a relationship and how to handle it at the moment. You're not sure whether to be direct and say what you think or feel, or whether to keep the peace and wait and see what happens. I'm getting this sense that you're worried or concerned that there could be another person's energy around the person that you're focused on, that you've got feelings for. And I can't say whether that is a love interest of the other person or whether it's a relative, a family member, possibly a friend that's influencing this person in a way that you think is negative towards you. I also want to say to you, I feel recently there's this energy of separation. At this point, I'm not sure whether this is a kind of permanent energy of separation or a kind of temporary situation. But I want to say that I feel there are highs and lows emotionally. There is a roller coaster ride here. Okay, bear with me. I'll just get a few more cards and then I can really start to focus on the information that I'm getting for you. Oh, that's really nice, Taurus. Okay, right. So, the initial energies. In my readings, when I work one-to-one with somebody, obviously based on whether it's male or female, I can usually say, well, this is you, this is another person. But under the circumstances, there are going to be people, male and female, that are going to be watching this video. So I'm basically saying somebody's in two minds, whether this is the person that you are thinking about and focusing on, or whether this is you. So, as I say, if you're a man and you're calling about a female, it could be that you're in two minds. They're in two minds about you. If it is a female calling about a male, then the same applies. But, you know, whatever the situation is, as I say, there's uncertainty as to how to deal with a relationship. You or the other person could be a bit cool and prickly at the moment in communication. So there are highs and lows emotionally here. The full moon in this card, and actually the full moon changes signs today into Aries. It's not there yet, but later on today it will be. And because the full moon in Aries is in opposition to Libra's relationships. So the full moon in Aries, the energy is getting people to confront or look at the problems in a relationship. And these are problems that I feel for a little while have been either avoided either by you or the other person involved. So somebody is definitely avoiding confrontation here, trying to protect themselves, trying to cover their feelings, and there can be an energy of denying feelings either to themselves or you. So as I say, there are problems that you're uncertain as to how to handle, what to do. So I mentioned about separation, and the Two of Pentacles is a card of separation, either temporary or permanent. I don't think it's permanent because you've got the Lover's card underneath. So it's basically saying if you are separated, the Lover's card is saying that you're going to either be reunited, get back together, make up after an argument, or have a choice or a decision as to how you move forward with a relationship. And for some of you, it could be because the Lovers can be a choice or a decision between two people or two relationships, at very least two courses of action. So you could be at very least deciding as to whether somebody that you're apart from at the moment, whether you want to reunite with them and get back together, whether you want to choose somebody else. But as I say, there is this opportunity to be reunited. So the next couple of weeks ahead of you, and you know, this energy, you've got the Six of Wands, which is really positive. You can see the colour of the card, the sun's shining, there's a lion here, which is strength and positive energy, and the glyph on the shirt here is the sign of Jupiter. And it's really interesting actually, because Jupiter is currently in Capricorn, which is trine energy to you, so it's positive energy. Saturn is there as well. Saturn's just started to go in a forward motion, so you are going to be feeling in the next week that the problems that have been kind of stagnant or no one's been facing or dealing with them recently, those problems are now, it's really possible for you to start to move forward and isolate the problems and deal with them one at a time, and kind of get your ducks in a row, really. So that's really positive. There is going to be communication, possibly from a distance, making you feel in a stronger position, making you feel really optimistic. And again, as I say, is tying in with this opportunity to either reunite, get back together, or choose something or someone new. Okay, so to give you more information about these positive events, although this is a love reading, there are often other elements in your life that make you feel strong and optimistic and very positive. And actually, Taurus, you've got Uranus in your sign. Uranus is, it can bring sudden changes, but Uranus's energy in Taurus is about making money and not being limited to the actual amount of money that you can make. So, in some careers or professions, there's a glass ceiling. You can only earn so much. But the energy of Uranus in your sun sign or on your ascendant, it depends obviously where you've got Taurus in your natal chart, but it really does give you very lucky opportunities actually to earn a lot more money. So this is a new beginning. It's like a new portal, a new way of earning money, but it's going to be a lot more money. So there's no limitation here. So this is really optimistic. That in turn is making you feel, again, more positive about finances and money over the next couple of weeks. So this is really good news. And don't limit yourself, Taurus. If you reach for the moon, if you get halfway there, you've got a long way. So don't ever limit yourself or think I can't do this or other people are doing. There is positive energy here. I do feel there's self-belief, and as I say, Saturn moving forward now after retrograde motion for some time means that you feel like things can move forward. You feel like you can start doing things. Okay, so I want to say that this card, first of all, is background information. So this is probably where you've been. This is the Seven of Wands. You've been kind of having to stand your ground in the recent past. This can be within the last 6 months. It can be much more recent energies over the last month or few weeks. So the Seven of Wands, as I say, if you give in an inch with somebody around you, they'll take a mile. You've got to stand firm. You could have opposition coming from more than one direction. So it can be actually quite draining in energy, feeling that you've always got to stand up for yourself. You can be misunderstood. You can feel people either get the wrong end of the stick or they just take the wrong side. And it's not fair. That's the message I'm getting. It's not fair what's been happening, but you're standing your ground. You're standing up for yourself. So dealing with problems, and underneath you've got the Ace of Cups. So this gives me more information that you're dealing with problems when it comes to love, new beginnings, outpouring of feeling and emotion, and how either you express your feelings. Let's face it, if you've got Taurus really strong in your natal chart, you have a stubborn streak. And whether that is how you communicate, how you are in relationships, how you feel emotionally, or just, your character. This is saying that you can overcome more problems if you open your heart. And don't be stubborn, and be prepared to communicate. And let's face it, the only way to overcome a problem is to talk. It won't miraculously disappear. And this leads me on to the next card, which you've got 3 aces in this reading, which is really positive. It's all about new beginnings. So this is very much more recent energies. And the Ace of Swords is communication of an important nature. Either, as I say, you are beginning to communicate, or maybe you're about to write an important email, send an important text message, make a phone call, whatever this is regarding love and relationships. It's important. It's your truth. It's important information that you need to tell somebody. I've got to say that I feel if you talk to somebody over the phone or in person, as soon as you say something, they're too busy thinking about their reply, and usually too busy being defensive. So sometimes the best way to actually get your feelings across is to write them down. Let this person read it and reread it so they really understand how you feel. So important communication, potentially leading to a new beginning. I mentioned to you about good news about work and money and an opportunity to earn more money. Well, the Ace of Swords can be communicating and actually correspondence or application, something to do with a contract or a new beginning. Challenging but rewarding. Communication would be an important part of this job or role. Okay, so, and to give you more information, underneath the Ace of Swords you've actually got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, people talk about the Nine of Cups being the wish card. No, Ten of Cups is the wish card. Ten of Cups is you getting everything that you wish for, but after a time of disappointment. So you can find yourself looking back thinking, it's a shame that had to happen first before I got what I wanted. But usually life is like that. We go through a bit of a challenging situation and either sadness, loss or grief before we really reach our destination and get those blessings and what we really wish for. So, as I say, important communication leading to your wishes coming true. That can be about an increase in income, more money, changing the way you work, it can also be with regard to a relationship and a new beginning. Okay, so I'm really sorry, Taurus, bear with me 1 second. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, that person will leave me a message, I'm sure. Okay, so if what's happening at the moment resonates with what I've just been telling you, then I'm now going to get more messages and information for you. I'm going to look at the next week ahead, the next 7 days, and see what messages I get and what information I get for you. I must turn down my ringtone, so loud. Okay, so messages and information for Taurus for the next 7 days. Messages and information for Taurus for the next 7 days. Messages and information for Taurus for the next 7 days. Okay, messages and information for Taurus for the next 7 days. Okay. Right, okay, so the first card is the Ten of Pentacles. All tens are completion cards, so when you reach the destination, it's really interesting actually, because the Ten of Pentacles is certainly, when it comes to love and relationships, it can indicate a man who works long hours or unusual hours, possibly somebody that is, well, I would say definitely somebody that is either successful or on the way to success, and that he may have, or she may have, their own business, because the Ten of Pentacles, I feel this is an opportunity to, well, it's a choice really. Work in business will be an integral part of a future commitment or marriage. And this would be a mature type of person. He may not be mature in years, as in a lot older than you, but he could be, very mature in his outlook on life. And it's really interesting because what's just come to me is Capricorn. I just heard Capricorn. So you could be dealing with somebody, or this person could have Capricorn in their natal chart, if not sun sign. Again, if you know the time of birth, then you can really look into the natal chart and see whether this person's ascendant is in Capricorn, or there's other powerful energy. But Capricorn, they like to be at the top of their profession, or the boss, or successful, so there is ambition, and Capricorn resonates or vibrates with the business world. Okay, so so the next card is the Tower, and this is giving me a bit more information. It's been on my mind the last couple of days about the impacts and effects of the coronavirus on people's career, on their finances, on their stability and their security. A lot of people are having to now start thinking about adapting or changing the way they earn their money. Because when the Tower comes up, it means forced changes, not of your choosing or the person that you're focused on. And it can mean either an industry changing, or because of the coronavirus, is kind of, what was stable and secure is kind of now crumbling, and there's less security or stability in a particular way of earning money or line of business. So, whatever the Tower is, there could be some changes coming up in the next couple of days. I mean, let's face it, things are changing all the time. But the Tower would suggest forced changes, not of your choosing or the person you're focused on. And that, although this can sometimes be quite shocking and upsetting at the time, when the tower falls, it brings liberation. I used to work actually in sales. I used to sell advertising. And when I used to go to businesses, I was always really interested and intrigued as to how they set up the business, because you need to be brave to set a business up and do something kind of different and take a risk. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, the people that I spoke to that had successful businesses started from a position where they had nothing. They were either lost a job, were on the dole, came up with a really good idea, and basically something changing here. This is going to lead to a successful business, which is between you and a person that's important to you. So working together and a commitment. So even though things are changing, it kind of brings to mind for me, you think of a wood or a forest, and you get really, you get a hurricane or a really bad storm come through, and a lot of the really established, mature trees fall to the ground. And then you've got these little saplings underneath that suddenly see some light, and they go, whoa, look, I can go for it. I'm going to grow. And this is what happens in business. When bigger businesses start to fall or crumble or change because they've got all the overheads, sometimes it can tie in with redundancies, it can tie in with, but you're getting this liberation, this opportunity to smash through the ceiling of your current earnings. And listen, I am sorry, I know it's supposed to be a love reading, but I've got to go with what I'm getting. And I do feel there is a relationship in your life that is going to lead to success and self-employment or setting up a business, and it's going to be really positive. So do not fear and worry about changes that are coming up in the near future or that have happened recently, because this is all meant to be. This is pushing you in the right direction. If you're really comfortable and secure, you're not going to make a change. You're not going to risk things. Okay, so the next energy, you've got the 5 of Pentacles. And in line with the Tower, there can be this sense of feeling forced to move away from what you've been doing. The Pentacles here show that either there's going to be for a while a reduction in financial security, a reduction in earnings. There could be a redundancy payment for somebody, or you could find yourself, feeling that there's nothing left there. Now, when it comes to love, the 5 of Pentacles, it does suggest for a couple of days, maybe, you still are waiting for some communication from somebody that, what I'm feeling here is that separation I picked up on a bit earlier. You feel it's the other person that needs to instigate a new beginning. It's not your place to do so. They know how you feel. So you're waiting for somebody to come forward, and maybe for the next couple of days you're still kind of feeling hopeful that person may be back in contact. And then you've got the Hermit, which is further kind of time on your own to contemplate and consider. This is thinking about your long-term future. There is, like the Lover's card, there is a choice and a decision here with the Hermit, because this is about you contemplating your long-term future. There's a fork in the path of the road ahead of you. This can be choices and decisions concerning career, choices and decisions concerning how you earn your money, choices and consideration over relationships as well. So I always see this card as you taking time to still yourself, to meditate, to allow your spirit guide to draw close. You have a spirit guide and a guardian angel that are dedicated to you from the moment of your birth until you pass again into the spirit world. And they know why you're here. They know your life purpose. They know what you're here to do, but they cannot interfere with your free will. So if you ask for guidance, I'm very aware this microphone is kind of quite sensitive, and sounds awful, so I'm going to talk a little bit, not get too enthusiastic and passionate about this. But if you ask for guidance in a meditation when you're sitting quietly, you will get the answers, maybe not immediately. It can be, I am really sorry about this, Taurus, it's one of those days, isn't it? I'm just going to reject the call, bear with me. I'll call you back. I'm really sorry about that, Taurus. I was trying to reject the call, but I couldn't. Okay. So I'm saying to you, maybe best if you do try to meditate and focus on this, to unplug the phone or switch off your mobile. Go somewhere where it's peaceful and quiet, so you can really, really get some time. So, as I say, your spirit guide, either the answers will come to you during the meditation, or you can find a very vivid dream will guide you. You can find a series of coincidences. You may turn on the television, there's a documentary about something. You can open a magazine and it's talking about the same things. You can hear a friend talk about something. So it's kind of usually three. You might get four if you're not listening, but yeah, usually three coincidences, one after another, that guide you in the right direction. But your guide cannot override your free will. So if after you seek guidance, you then make your own decisions, you don't wait, then of course, that guidance may not come. So, just be prepared to wait. Okay. And then you've got the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is saying that you've got a comfortable home. There's food and wine on the table, loved ones around you. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. But actually there's no love actually kind of pouring out of the cups. So this is that feeling like the grass is greener elsewhere. Thinking about somebody who's away from you, missing somebody. No sparks, no excitement when they're not around. It does feel to me that there are problems here that you need to pinpoint and sort out. As I said to you in the other reading, there could be a choice or a decision between two people, in which case the grass can seem greener, but when you get to where you think you want to be, it can look greener where you were. So you may change your mind. Really important, you pinpoint the problems, sort out, first of all, what you're not happy about in a situation before you make those big changes that you may, I'm not saying you'll regret, but you may later regret if you don't do all you can. Okay. So it does feel to me though that you've got, things are going well in your life. As I say, there is changes with regard to work and career. Don't mean that to confuse the situation, but you've got a comfortable home, you've got what you need. But as I say, the dissatisfaction is to do with love and relationships. And here you are, Taurus, Queen of Pentacles. This is Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. And you are a lady with high standards. You're warm, loving, very affectionate, but you're equally very choosy about the type of person that you want in your life. When you're really choosing, you won't settle. You have to have love. You have to have all of the qualities you're looking for in a partner. When you find them, it can be really difficult to actually not work too hard at it. So that's what you tend to do. You work hard. You will strive to achieve your goals, and you'll be very successful in your life. But the trouble is that when you work hard at a relationship, it kind of means that the other person, if they're not putting in the same effort, you're coming across as keen and they're coming across as cautious, and they'll just feel you want it more than them, so they won't need to try. So the message I'm getting is, be choosy, but only put in the same amount of effort or energy as the other person is prepared to. And let them lead. Okay, let them put the effort in first. Okay, and you know, if you do that, you got the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is about stability, security, commitment. You know, I feel the Hierophant is conservative by nature. So this is saying both you and another person around you want settled, committed relationship, and you'll get that. It could be though that you need a bit of guidance or advice as to how to overcome or sort out the problems that I picked up in the other reading, and that can be counselling or advice. I mean, you know, it's maybe looking to spiritual beliefs for the guidance that you need. But either way, I can see really stable, positive commitment in your future, because you know that's what you want. You're determined to get it. And as I say, you may have a choice or a decision to reunite with somebody. Whether you commit to that person or whether you choose a different path is your decision. But my prediction is business will be an integral part of a future marriage or committed relationship for you, and you're going to be very successful. Okay, so Taurus, I'm just going to draw a couple more cards for general influences and just a bit more information over the next week. And the first card that's come up is the Seven of Cups. So this is a really clear message, and you've got the Four of Swords. So the Seven of Cups is saying, look, you're confused at the moment. There are several different courses of action that you could take when it comes to your love life and relationships. Somebody's pulled the rug from underneath you recently, or something outside of your control or outside of a relationship has caused you both to be unsure about where a situation is heading or what's happening. So whenever I see this card, I always feel that you know, when there's confusion, it's only because you haven't got the answers, the information that you need. And when that information comes to you, it's going to be crystal clear how to act and what to do next for the best. So this is telling me for the next 7 days, do nothing. That's what the Hermit is saying. Don't act, although you want things to move forward, because Saturn's now in a moving forward in a positive direction, and that can mean that, you know, things can start to happen. Until you get more answers, more communication, response from your communication, you're not going to know all the information, so you can't choose the best way. Okay, and the other message, Four Swords. After a break, time apart, could be very brief, it could be a number of months, but this is you and another person wanting to sit down and talk things through. And there are problems, and what you're talking about is you're going to be sorting out problems and making progress. I really do feel. As I said before, there could be counselling or advice here, so you could be sitting down with somebody else to sort things out. It might not be a final solution to the problems, but definite progress. So meeting up after a break, making progress, healing. You know, sometimes, I mean, I always see the Four of Swords as stepping back from stressful situations to see for the wood for the trees. Get clear about how you feel and what you want. Yes, there's confusion at the moment, but, you know, that's on how to move forward. But it does feel to me that being apart from somebody has given you clarity about what you want and how you feel. So it's now important to communicate that. And remember what I said to you earlier, you know, that stubborn streak within you that means that sometimes, you know, your barriers go up, you don't open your heart, you don't communicate what you really feel. This is vital right now. Speak your truth. Say what you really feel. Okay? And sometimes being vulnerable the other person can go, they don't need to be defensive anymore. If you're talking about how you feel and they don't know that that was how you felt, then certainly they're starting to understand you. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is just get some spiritual energy and a message for you, Taurus. I'm using Zodiac Angel cards, and there is a message on the back of the card that I will read to you, but I will psychically interpret the card and its message for you, and the current situation reading concerning love for the next week. So bear with me. So Zodiac Angel card, spiritual message for Taurus. Spiritual message, thank you. Okay, so you got the Zodiac Angel card, Aquarius. I don't know if you can see that. This camera. Hey, Aquarius, right. Okay, and the soul lesson is brotherhood through love. You know, Taurus is earth, and the colour of this card, again, I'm not sure if you can see this really clearly, but the colour of the card is green. And, you know, in healing, when you use colour rays to heal, green is new growth. And remember, this kind of ties back to what I was saying about, you know, even though a tree may fall and you know it can crash to the ground, that leaves space and sunlight for new growth. So this angel, the angel of Aquarius, is really telling me that you have the opportunity for new growth, and this is growth spiritually from the circumstances that you're in. This is growth in your abundance and your financial situation. So yeah, so it really does feel to me that, you know, the challenges that you're facing at the moment all will right itself. I'm going to read this, but I don't know what's the matter with my eyes. Bear with me a sec. So it says, all the world is thirsting for the living waters, for the truth. And I'll start again. All the world is thirsting for the living waters, for the truth. And in this Aquarian age, where the intellect becomes a god, it is so necessary for the fragrance of the rose to be continually projected onto the mental plane, so that those who are engrossed only in mental pursuits may occasionally catch the waves of the perfume and fragrance of the rose. When surrounded by your own or others' confusion, and remember that 7 of Wands is your confusion, project the sweetness of the fragrance of the rose with each breath. I bring the fragrance of the rose of love into all I think and do. Aquarius is the healer, is the energy of the healer. So this is healing wounds, healing problems. And as I say, you know, the circumstance of your life. Always use love. Always think loving thoughts. Because what you think and feel emanates from you, it radiates from you as an energy. And the universe will give you back in the same amount what you radiate. So if you're positive and you give love and you believe your life is abundant and you give thanks for all the blessings, more blessings will come, more abundance will come. And just like I said about that energy of growth, you're growing spiritually, your abundance is growing, your relationships are growing strong. And you've got that support of earth energy. Okay, Taurus, I hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please subscribe and press notification bell for future readings for your sign. I'm going to be doing monthly readings for October quite soon. And of course, please share the video, and I'll look forward to speaking to you soon, Taurus. Okay, bye for now. God bless.